Danny on the beat, boy.
Hey, what is going on, Notary World? How we doing? Happy Tuesday. It is the end of the month. Hey, anybody in the chat right now, can y'all give me a one if you can hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I think I was having some audio problems prior to going live. I'm not sure if you guys can actually hear me right now. So for anybody out there in the chat, I know folks, this is a little bit... All right, everybody can hear me? Awesome. You know, it's funny because I can't hear the music, so apparently there's supposed to be music playing right now. I see it playing, but I'm not hearing it. So hopefully when the calls come in, I'll be able to hear those. That would be very nice, don't you think? I do. Well, sorry, I missed you guys last week. I was sick, man. I was sick as a dog. For anybody that's listened to the podcast, you know, you're aware that I was just laid out, man. I was laid out, I think from Tuesday all the way to like Sunday. Man, I slept so much and I'm still tired, but I was very disappointed that I wasn't able to join you guys. But you still got to hear the podcast. So we are back today. One of the topics that I wanted to speak about today, for anybody that is interested in calling in to discuss it, is I want to talk about impartiality. Okay, because for us as notaries, that's a big thing. And it seems like right now, we don't really understand. There's a lot of folks in the notary business right now that don't understand what impartial means. So, before we dig into that a little bit, as I have come to always do, let's run a video to let you guys know what the rules are to call into the Notary Anonymous Hotline. Again, that number is 484-549-1767. The line is not quite up yet. I'm getting that set up right now, but I'm going to go ahead and run this video and let's review the rules. All right, rules for our callers. Rule number one, no cussing. Rule number two, if you're going to call someone out by name, please be respectful. Rule number three, be ready to support any claims with facts. Rule number four, this is my platform. Thank you. I will respect you and you will respect me and the platform or get blocked. Rule number five, do not call in under the influence of any substances whatsoever. And rule number six, I will disconnect the call if I feel the caller has violated any of these above rules. Boom. Those are the rules for the Notary Anonymous Hotline. All right. So, right now, what I'm going to do is I've got the hotline queued up, but I want to go ahead and pull something up. Where did I put it? All right, let's go ahead and come over here and take a look at impartiality. All right, because as notaries, we are supposed to be impartial. So I want to take a look at what impartial means. All right. So I have a couple definitions here. This is from lexroll.com. Don't worry, we'll look at a couple too. But this one kind of stood out to me because what I see here where it says disinterested, treating all alike, unbiased, equitable, fair. Disinterested is a very interesting word when it comes to impartiality, because I believe that that is where we as notaries stand. We are supposed to be completely disinterested in whatever it is that we are notarizing. We are there to do what? Validate ID. And we are there to make sure that the notarial action is properly executed. That's our job, right? And I'd really like to know what everybody's thoughts are when it comes to impartiality. Let me come back here. And I lost the chat, y'all. Hold on. You may not be here for the full hour, guys. I know it's late. I'm sorry I had to push things back. I have a couple things going on here at the house with the kids. So I wanted to make sure we got the kids to bed so that way I could do this uninterrupted. All right, no calls yet, which is perfectly fine. Let me say what's up to everybody that is in the chat. We have Mrs. G. What's going on, Mrs. G? Joseph Haskins, what's going on, Joseph? Thank you for continuing to be a supporter, Matherin. Again, I appreciate you. Uncle Griff is in the house. Everybody say hello to everybody. And so, on the podcast, on this episode that released today, we called the podcast, well, I called the podcast Emotional Roller Coaster. And this is another thing that we can talk about tonight, so anybody that'd like to call in, just keep that in mind. There's a couple different things that are available. I mean, we can talk about the sky falling if you want to. But, hold on, Matherin just sent me something. Matherin, why are you sending me something right now when I'm live? I'm curious. Matherin, what's up, man? Yeah, Joseph Haskins says, what up, Q? I am amongst notary giants. Yes, you are, sir. Yes, you are. We appreciate that because you yourself are a giant. You are a giant that's getting ready to... you're already hitting Indiana hard, man. Yo, Joseph's got an HHR, so hold on. Before we even get into anything else, I got to talk about my man Joseph Haskins. My man Joseph Haskins went out and got an HHR, and he's about to have this thing wrapped in a logo that I designed for him, and it looks sweet. Now, you want to talk about having the perfect notary mobile? I think the next thing I'm gonna have to do is come up with a song for him, like Ghostbusters. Like, who you gonna call? The Mobile Notary Network. That's his business name, the Mobile Notary Network. So shout out to Joseph Haskins and the HHR. I'm sure you guys are gonna see that on social media soon. Very soon, and I can't wait till he gets it out there for everybody to see. Yeah, Matthew, I'm not seeing. Oh, I have been putting stuff on Instagram. I'm getting alerts for it and everything. But anyway, this episode of the Notaries Until podcast. Again, it's titled Emotional Roller Coaster because it's become very evident to me that there are phases and cycles that notaries are going through right now. And those phases and cycles are looking like people on an emotional roller coaster. You come in all high hopes, you know, and I've said this before, it depends on how you heard about the notary business, which is going to depend on, you know, what you're expecting to come into this business for and with, or what you think that you're going to achieve coming into this business. Now, it's not like you can't achieve a high dollar amount on a monthly basis, you know, but the roller coaster comes when you realize it's going to take more work. That's when things kind of take a whole nother turn. You know, and for those of you that are not following Uncle Griff, I highly suggest that you do. Griff will tell you what it takes to make $7,000 a month, 70 signings, right? 70 signings. You know that's. I think his side was he took a signing. There was only about 5 days this month that he didn't have signings. You know, so I think for a lot of notaries, you know, they think that they're going to be able to come in and right off the gate make $150 to $200 a signing because that's what everybody on social media is telling them, and that sounds great. Well, after your first month, And you're sitting there like, man, I barely cracked 1,000. And I did how much? I did all these signings. I did 15, 20 signings, and I may have hit, 1,500. That's not the 10,000 that they told me I can make. It's because it takes work. And then comes the next portion of that roller coaster. Right now, is this business for me? Can I actually make this money? And I think that what ends up happening is people end up spending money on training prior to actually giving the business an opportunity, a shot. And it's kind of it's defeating to a certain extent when you spend a lot of money and training expecting to get results immediately. And a lot of times with training, hey, we've got, myself and the rest of the Notaries Unseal team, we've got great relationships with a lot of trainers that are out there. And we've got a lot of relationships with trainers out there. There are some good trainers out there that are teaching people how to notarize properly, but there are also a lot of trainers out there that are just selling the dream. And they're not actually teaching you how to run your business or how to actually get business. A lot of it's just teaching you marketing, which sounds funny coming from the marketing guy, but the marketing isn't real marketing. I guess that's how you say it. I mean, it's infomercially. But, a lot of notaries are missing their target market, and they're wondering why they're not making money right now. And there's a lot of things that go into that. I think a lot of times we have to realize in this notary business that this is an as-needed business. This is not the type of business that you can go out and persuade somebody to go need a notary today. You can't stand out on the sign and say, hey, get your affidavit done today. Why don't you go create an affidavit so that way I could charge you for this affidavit? We don't really have that ability. So, in this business, you can do everything that you can, as far as reaching out to title companies, going to nursing facilities and everything. There's just going to be days where nobody needs you, and you have to be okay with that. There might be a week where nobody needs you. And these are things that you have to take into consideration if you're just doing general notary work or, if you're doing loan signing, there's other things that you can do. You got your profiles and everything else like that. But I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that. So if you've gone through some of the emotional roller coasters in the notary business, please feel free to give me a call, 484-549-1767. All right, let's go back to impartiality. Griff made it live a little bit earlier today talking about a clubhouse from Super Notary Moms. That's Star McQueen's clubhouse. Shout out to Star McQueen and Amy Seitz. What they have going on is an awesome clubhouse. They are live. Every Monday night at 7:30, and then Thursday mornings. Highly recommend you check them out. Great topics. But during that clubhouse, there was a lot of talk about should we know the documents or should we not know the documents. Well, if our job is to be impartial as a notary, and the definition of being impartial is to be disinterested, why do we need to know anything about the documents? Let me pull that up one more time. One more again. You're going to get it. I'm just going to leave this up here for a second. Disinterested. All right. As soon as you take any type of responsibility for somebody understanding the documents, you are no longer impartial and you have stepped outside of your commission as a notary. And that's just a fact. There is no, this is how I feel about it. No, that's what the word impartial means. And if you choose to operate that way by making yourself interested in the party's understanding of the documents, you are completely going against your oath that you took. I don't care about the training that you paid for. You took an oath. And an oath is something that is, holds up in court. You know what I mean? Your trainer, your trainer has no liability to you doing something wrong or right. So, and I think that happens a lot in this notary business. I feel like people, and Griffith said this before, and I think we've talked about it on the podcast. You know, people are interested, people are more likely to follow the training that they paid for, whether it's $300, $200, $500, than their state laws, which is beyond me. Honestly, I don't understand that concept. But you'll listen to a trainer that you paid money to versus the actual law. And you'll try to make sure that you get every penny out of that training, where you should have been a little bit more, you put a little bit more thought into the training that you were taking, ask some better questions before, you know, defaulting to, this is what my trainer said for me to do, so this is what I'm going to continue to do. You know, and a lot of people like to make the case for loan signing agent. So let me, I'm gonna come back to this. We'll come back here. With the loan signing agents, everybody likes to say, well, when you're a loan signing agent, you're responsible for knowing the documents and making sure that you can point to these things and do this, all this. Again, first of all, I think I went off on this in the podcast today. Loan signing agent is not an official title for a notary public. And you cannot be a loan signing agent without being a notary public. But the thing is, loan signing agent is not an official title for a notary public. So if you're operating as a loan signing agent, you are no longer operating as a notary public. Now, if you choose to operate as a notary signing agent, it's a little bit different, right? Because that's an official term from our state. You know, Pennsylvania state law says as soon as I became a notary public, I also was granted the rights to perform as a notary signing agent. Okay, that is an official title for us in the state of Pennsylvania. I would like to hear from somebody that has taken the loan signing agent course. If you have taken the LSA course, I'd like for you to call in and tell me where in your state law your official title became a loan signing agent. So anybody out there that would like to call in, again, the number is 484-549-1767. Give me a call. What Griff said, your feelings will get you in trouble. Yes, they will. You know, I gotta figure out how to operate this chat thing, man. I'll figure it out at some point. It's a little bit different. We'll get that thing worked out. But anyway, yeah. Let me see. Let me make sure. Last time I was on here, I didn't have notifications turned on, which was my bad. I couldn't see any of the calls that were coming in. That was not the smartest thing in the world to do. I make mistakes like that. It's all good. We're all human, right? Sometimes. All right, well, it looks like nobody wants to call in today. And you know what? That's perfectly fine if nobody does. It's a little bit later than I usually I typically go live. So instead of wasting everybody's night tonight, I just want to leave this with everybody. Think about what impartial means. It's right there. I had it up there on the screen. We're going to revisit that one last time. Boom. Disinterested. All right. Don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in these documents. It's not for you. The power of attorney, it's not for you to understand. It's not for you to read through. The only thing that you're looking for when you're going through any of those documents outside of doing any loan signing work is to make sure that you're not leaving any blank lines, because we cannot leave blank lines. Once we put our seal on it, the document is closed. Other than that, we could care less what is in those documents. It has nothing to do with I. And that's the way that it needs to be. But hey guys, I appreciate everybody that jumped out here today. This is going to be a short one. I know it's late. and maybe we'll go live again at some point. Maybe, what's today, Tuesday? Maybe I'll go live again on Thursday and try to get in a little bit earlier. All right. Felix Pena asks, how can we sponsor a show? Phoenix Pena, hit me up. I'm going to type in the chat now. You can shoot me an email. Captivated Notary MS.com. All right, that's my email, Felix. Shoot me an email. We can talk about what you're looking to do. All right. If you got something that you'd like for me to get up here, I can definitely work with you. But again, I know that I changed the time on everybody, and I know I didn't really do much advertising for this, just because I'm still not back to 100%, but I will get there. I promise you guys. But I'm thinking Thursday I'll probably go live again, and we'll go a little bit earlier, and hopefully we'll get some more participation. So I want to just thank everybody again for stopping out, and I'm gonna holler at y'all soon. I'm gonna go get some rest, man. I'm still not better. So hey, I appreciate every single one of you. Just like the podcast, love your life, love your business, love yourself. We out of here. Peace. It's Captivated, baby.